Hi everyone. In this video we're going to design and build a fertilizer deflector shield. Now that sounds like a very interesting thing that you might find in Star Wars, but no, in this particular case we're going to take a rotary or broadcast fertilizer spreader. We're going to upgrade it. We're going to add a fertilizer deflector shield so that we can keep more of the fertilizer on the lawn and less fertilizer on sidewalks, driveways, sensitive wetlands. This is very important for the environment, and I think this is also a job that we can do very simply and easily using some of the stuff that I have in my garage and hopefully upgrade my Speedy Green 3000 spreader so that it'll have many more years of active life. Now, my name is Doug, and I enjoy fixing things. I enjoy designing and building things that make my life easier, and I also like helping other people make their lives easier so they can have more fun. So that's what I'm all about, and I hope you enjoy this video. Now here's what the fertilizer spreader looks like without a deflector shield. And you can see as I spread it, it's spreading pretty much half onto my sidewalk and half onto the grass. So I think overall this is something we can improve upon. Now this is my fertilizer spreader. It's a real veteran. It's been around a number of years. It's served me quite well. She's a real beauty, isn't she? But I think she's got a lot more life left in her. So we're going to find out what kind of dimensions we need for our fertilizer deflector shield. So I'm thinking of mounting the shield at the back here on this back post, and then on the front, 2 points of contact should be pretty stable, should hold up. So I'm thinking, looking at this, let's say it's about 17 inches long. We're going to wrap around a little bit at the back, and we'll say roughly 2 inches wide, because when you can see when the wheel is spinning, the shield, the splitter here is throwing fertilizer in a counterclockwise direction. And if we just shield this part of the spreader, I think we can accomplish our goal of having a 90-degree swath of fertilizer distribution. So let's get started cutting. Now we're going to cut a strip out of this piece of downspout. I'm going to measure out roughly 17 inches, and we don't have to be real exact. You know, this is homemade. So there's 17 inches and roughly 2 inches wide, so that should do it. Now, pro tip on this, these are compound action snips. They work great. You use about half the effort. They cut through just about everything. And since we've got a lot of sharp edges involved here, I recommend wearing gloves. I love these gloves that you get from Harbor Freight. I use about 2 or 3 of these a year. They do wear out, but boy, they are cheap and they are effective. So let's just start cutting and see how this goes. So I'm cutting just to the left of the seam in the middle of the gutter downspout. And all I need is about 2 inches, so let's just go a little bit over there, and we'll keep cutting, cutting, cutting. It does do the job, doesn't it? But we get there. That's why I like the compound action. It really is making the job a lot easier. So I wanted to show you the end result of all that cutting. It's a nice piece of aluminum that's about 17 inches long and a little over 2 inches wide. So I think this should do the job. Now let's attach it to the spreader. Now to do this part of the job, I've got my piece of aluminum here. I'm going to bend it just a little bit around the back so it fits around the back of the support. And I've gone ahead already off camera and I've drilled a very small pilot hole. I think it's like 7/64, so whatever, as small as I could possibly get it without breaking the drill bit. I'm sure you all have broken drill bits before. I do it all the time. So I've got some small self-tapping screws actually used to attach gutter downspouts to gutters. So it's perfect for this. It's again, self-tapping. I love self-tapping screws. It makes the job a whole lot easier. So let's go ahead and attach this. I don't need gloves for this. It's not too awfully bad, so let's do that. So let's see, we'll get one started and drill it at home. All right. Started. I love my impact driver. It's my second favorite tool after my drill. Anyway, third screw. I think just 3 screws is all I'm going to need to make this work. And there you go. Simple, sweet, and right to the point. And so you can see it sticks out a little bit in front of the spinning shield there, so it will hopefully block all of the fertilizer from hitting the right side of the Now let's test out the new fertilizer deflector shield and let's see how that works. Overall, I'd say that was a pretty much effective, but I still see some of the fertilizers leaking out the side, so I think we need to look at a little bit wider and a little bit longer deflector. So let's see if we can cut out another piece here. So after our first attempt at fertilizer spreader deflector shield was not thick enough and not long enough, I went ahead and cut another piece of the downspout. Now this time I left the seam in the middle of it, okay? So that's how I got, this is roughly 5 inches wide and just a little bit longer. So I think that's the trick, mainly just to get it wide enough so that it would block all of the fertilizer that was coming out on the right side. So let's attach this and get this going. All right. Again, I pre-drilled. Really helps. I love self-tapping screws, but they got to have something to tap into. All right, let me do this. All right. All right, let's go out and give it a test. All right, here we go with the wider and improved deflector screen, and I think this is just about perfect. This is straight ahead, Not losing any out to the side. It's perfect. There I am. I'm pretty happy with how this is spreading. Not getting any on the sidewalk. This is just what I was looking for. All right, let's go back and recap what we just did. We built a fertilizer deflector shield for a legacy broadcast fertilizer spreader. It works pretty darn well, I would say. It is projecting out a 90-degree arc in front of the fertilizer spreader. It keeps the fertilizer on the grass where we want it to be, and it keeps it away from sidewalks, driveways, patios, and more importantly, sensitive wetlands. So this is, I think, a success. I hope you give it a try if you have a broadcast fertilizer spreader, and I think you can do the same thing as well. Now, I just wanted to recap that one of the most important things that I learned as I worked with students is to instill confidence in them to actually use the new skills or knowledge that they have acquired. Now, sometimes just a little bit of encouragement by saying, "You can do it," is all you need to do to give them. Well, this wraps up this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, hope you found it useful, and I hope you can employ some of the skills that you've learned here today. You can do it. Now, see me on the next video. Bye for now.